to the show. Wow, we'd like to welcome. Look at that backdrop, Brandi. Wow, you went all out. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's so much fun to be here.
This is great. Now, I know Seattle, so it's a little early for a rock star to get up, so we really appreciate it. What time is it? 8 o'clock there, right?
Coffee, yes, 8 a.m.
You got your coffee. So tell us a little bit about where you're located and what's going on in Seattle these days. I'm sure our viewers would love to know.
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, as you said, I'm in the Seattle area. My band hails from both north and south of Seattle, so depending on how you want to group us. Right now, we are in the height of festival season, so we've been playing lots of outdoor concerts and getting a tan while doing it, because this is the only 3 months we get any sunshine here. And getting ready for our big benefit concert that's going to be coming up in November, and the ISSA Awards that we're going to be performing in at the end of the month.
Wow, you are really busy. Just to let you know, right now we are live on our Facebook page, so you should be telling all your fans that this is going out live, and I can see already our page is blowing up. So this is great. So tell us a little bit about your genre, about what type of music you sing, and then I'm going to ask you a ton more questions because I love music. So
no, that's the trick question. So I was told a long time ago that genre, you can't really define that. It's what other people choose to call you. And we've been adopted into multiple genres. I like to say that we're rock. That's pretty much what we always are at the core. But we've been getting plays on country stations. We've been getting plays on pop stations. We've won a few awards. So we've won awards for Best Pop Band and Best Alternative Rock Song. So take your pick. We're non-exclusive. Anyone who wants to be a part of our family, we welcome with open arms.
Now, I know you're the lead singer of the band, which is, obviously it's the most prestige, the most sort of spotlight. How do you feel about being a lead singer of your band? Like, tell me some insight. Like, does it make you feel good? Are you nervous a little bit about maybe letting the members of the band down, or you get a little bit ego-headed? Like, tell us how you handle that. How do you deal with that?
So I'm kind of a weird singer. I actually hate the sound of my own voice. So the big head thing probably won't happen as much, only because I cringe having to listen to my own things. But it's kind of stressful. You always worry. You don't want to let anybody down. As a frontman, as they used to say, or the lead singer, it's kind of your job to try and carry the weight. Typically, it's kind of split between me and our lead guitarist. Because obviously, the guitarist is always the cool person in the band, and somebody looks for them too. And since I don't typically play when I perform, he carries kind of the weight of that. But luckily, my group, everybody is so laid back and so nice, and they're all professionals by nature. So they, understand the business, and we always have a running joke that anything that can go wrong in live music will. So you just have to be prepared for that and ready to let it roll off your back and, keep going and just have fun with it. And as long as you're enjoying yourself, everybody else enjoys themselves too.
That's great. Let me ask you probably the most important question. Now, being the lead singer of the band, and I believe you said that when you're on stage, you focus just on the vocals. Am I correct?
Vocals and stage presence, yeah.
I
try.
So here's the most important question. Do you help load and unload?
Of course. I mean, that microphone weighs a lot. No, I'm joking. I actually store and help transport our drum kit. And then when we do need it, I also have a smaller PA that I'll bring to and from. I have banners and most of the merch here that I bring in, because I know the other guys have so much else that they have to do. So I do try to help with that as much as I can. The guitarists, they have all their plethora of pedals and wires and cables, and our drummer, he needs a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes just to set up the drums. And so I
have a lot of respect and a lot of warmth for drummers. Like, oh my God, because I know a lot of drummers, and they're going, I wish the lead singer would at least help once in a while. Like, oh my goodness, like, come on.
Yeah.
So you hear that sometimes.
Don't. Well, our running joke with drummers used to be that at least we don't have to worry about them forgetting the key. Until one day I saw our drummer actually doing something with the skins on the drums, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm tuning them." I'm like, "Wait, you actually tune those?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah. The snare has to be tuned a certain way." Yeah, yeah. I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
"Well, I can't tease you anymore then."
See, that's inside baseball that people don't know. You got to tune it all. Just because you set it up, you have to tune it. Let me ask you this again. I love this because you're the lead singer now. I just watched the Nickelback documentary. Like, I like Nickelback. I think
I do
they
too.
got fabulous hits. I know they get bashed all the time, but there was a time when you turned on the radio and all you heard was Nickelback, right?
Fair.
I don't think that's their fault, right?
No.
But I was watching Chad Kruger and he was talking about how he said, you know what, everybody just thinks we made it. We did, we cross country tours in a van we made, like cross country tour, sleeping in a van, not making any money, playing in front of 12 people, blah, blah, blah. But what I want to ask is because he said that as they started to make it big, he said that if he didn't have his brother in the band to help him keep him grounded, it could have been trouble. And I think that not only for Chad, but I think for every lead singer, because like you said, you're in the spotlight, David Lee Roth, like it's all about the singer, right? So when you're making it big, because I know you're making it big, how are you going to keep your ego in check?
Oh yeah, diva complex is definitely a real thing. I've met people who haven't made it that have that problem just because they can sing. Um, how I try to stay grounded is, I mean, besides the fact that I have my two children, my daughter is 13, so I always try to make sure anything I'm doing, however I'm behaving, is never going to be something that I'm going to be embarrassed later that she sees or hears.
Nice.
I want to be a good role model.
And how about your son? How old is your son?
He is 15.
15. So okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk dynamics there. So what do they think about their mom being in a rock and roll band? What do they say?
I mean, there's mixed opinions. They've been coming and watching me perform for years. So they know most of my material. I mean, my daughter sings half of my songs.
Does she?
Yeah, she knows. So I'll be practicing, and she'll just barge in and start singing.
Is that her next step too? Perhaps does she want to do that?
No. So I did expose her to it. We wrote a song together. We brought her
Nice.
in studio. She got to do some vocals. After though seeing the entire process, I think she is leaning more towards the musical theater side of things.
Nice.
With the explanation being that what you see is what you get.
Okay.
So, you start a song and it starts off one way, and by the time you're finished, it kind of morphs into something else when you're working with producers and managers and, band
And what does your son say? Because that's a different dynamic, right? Mom, take it easy.
completely different personalities. My daughter is very much a performer and loves theater and loves being out there with people. My son is more introverted, and he is our techie child. So he's been creating video games since he was 8. We did try him on instruments. He played drums, he played piano. I tried violin. None of it really stuck with him. So he thinks it's cool, but he's just kind of like, whatever. As long as I can bring my iPad, we're good.
If he's a tech guy, maybe there's a future of a sound engineer in there somewhere.
Hoping, or lighting,
never know.
special effects, something.
Yeah.
I mean, he could definitely contribute, but yeah, he doesn't really like being the center of attention. So he's someone that wants to hide in the back, but he
Backstage.
loves supporting other people.
That's great. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. On the show today, we have the lead singer from BrandiWyneBand. She tells us all about her career, all about her family, all about the band. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about inspiration and a little bit about your writing skills and who you write with and this and that. So stay tuned. You're watching the Today Show. We'll be right back with Brandi from the BrandiWyneBand.